Welcome in. You are listening to Just an Average Podcast with your hosts, Jake and Casey. Sunday evening, Casey, on here doing a podcast. I feel like we've done a different time every single week. Obviously,
yeah, probably.
Football just got finished up. Like we were just talking about before we hopped on here, both our teams actually got a big, not only a win, but a big win. Nothing feels better than doing a podcast after your team gets a big win. I'm not going to lie. When we lose, it's tough to get on here and do a podcast.
I'm used to it by now.
Well, I mean, we're 6-2. Broncos 6-2.
Yeah, you're winning your division.
Winning the division. The true test is here in a couple weeks. Was it 2 or 3 weeks? We play the Chiefs. So,
well, you got who next week? You got
is it Texans next week?
I think you got Texans next week or something like that.
Yeah, so
that's gonna be a test too because they just won pretty bad today too.
Pretty big after kind of not being great starting off the beginning of the season. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see here. Bo Nix 4 touchdown passes today. What Tua have like 3 touchdown passes today. So
he had 4, I think.
4. Yeah. So just big win all the way around. Obviously, defense played well. If we can play like that on a consistent basis, I can definitely see us, continuing to win football games.
Yeah. If our defensive line continues to do what they did today, holy.
Yeah.
They held Bijan Robinson to nothing.
Yeah, it's insane, honestly. And I actually put money down on Bijan and did not win. So maybe I would have
made the same bet too.
Yeah, I bet against the Broncos today. I'm like, you know what? I'll just bet against the Broncos because it seems like every single team that I bet on, I lose anyway. So let's go ahead and bet on Dallas. And yeah, Broncos won. So maybe I'll just start making that a tradition every single week to bet against my team.
They have like no corners right now.
Yeah, I know they have no corners.
Their backfield, their defensive backs they're all gone. Like they're all hurt.
Well, yeah, and then Dak was in there. Dak was doing okay, but then they put in Joe Milton like first pass or second pass through a touchdown. I'm just like, okay, and it wasn't against the scrub either. It's against our starting corner, so whatever, I guess. But let's kind of transition a little bit here. We've got a different podcast topic, obviously, than last week. We're kind of on that music trend a little bit. What a few weeks back we talked about just music through the decades, so we are really hitting on one decade. We talked about 90s rock a little bit, 90s alternative. So now we're going to transition here to the 2000s. So 2000s rock, probably the most music that you and I grew up on as far as, what we listened to. Obviously, I started listening to more 90s the older I got. But growing up, I feel like I was buying, 3 Days Grace and Three Doors Down, Rise Against albums, as soon as they came out. I still have the collection of CDs I got growing up as well.
Yeah, I had Shinedown, Caesar.
Shinedown, yep.
Nickelback.
Yep. So to start off here, obviously people that are listening now, younger generations, when they get music, you've got Spotify. It's all on your phone. So it's all on your phone right here. You've got Spotify, you've got Apple Music, you got Amazon Music, YouTube Music. Every place it seems like now has some sort of music you can listen to. And I'm sure people are listening. Do you remember LimeWire? I'm sure you remember LimeWire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So first question for you. What is the first song you remember downloading off LimeWire? I know which song it was. I remember I was over at Justin Clannon's house and he made a CD for me, downloaded the song off LimeWire. The very first song I made sure he put on there was Headstrong by Trapped. Okay. The very first song. Yeah.
I don't know what my first song was. I wish I could go back and look, but I'm thinking it was an Eminem song.
Really? LimeWire.
I'm thinking it was probably, honestly, I think it was probably the Real Slim Shady. It was either the Real Slim Shady or it was something from the Curtain Call. Yeah. It was either the Real Slim Shady or Shake That.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah, maybe Mockingbird, actually.
Yeah, so obviously, I didn't use LimeWire myself. Obviously, friends did, but that's where I got most of my music. And then I started I went through a phase to where I would burn my own CDs, a lot of them. So I would obviously get on Apple Music or whatever.
Oh yeah, I burned a lot of CDs in high school.
Burned a lot. Yeah, I would have
Mr. V would just let us have all of the CDs and just.
Yeah,
I remember. This is fun. It's crazy. I think this is only 12 years ago, 13 years ago, 14 years ago. But I
Still
remember
a long time ago.
I had to burn CDs for our playlist for basketball.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
Put it in and you put them in a CD player.
Yep. There was no. I didn't. I mean, I'm sure you had aux cables back then, but I feel like CDs were just kind of like the mainstream thing to use. Because I had a CD player. Like man, that was the greatest thing. Like when you knew an album was dropping, like going to the store and buying it and then putting in your CD player, listening to the whole entire thing. It was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, nostalgic. I miss it personally. But yeah, LimeWire. I think for me it was LimeWire, and the people that are listening to this are like, well, we went and bought cassettes. If there's an older, yes, we know, times have changed, obviously. LimeWire, and then I remember getting Apple Music. So like my first iPod I got was probably like 13 years old. Got Apple Music, and I remember you get on there, it's like 99 cents a song. So you get your little iTunes cards, and you could go on there and buy all your songs that you wanted.
I just had an MP3 player and just did the old LimeWire through the MP3 player.
Really? Never did that. Yeah, I never did that. But
yeah, if I had that, like all the music that I stole from the internet is absolutely ridiculous.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're saying it on here. You get people knocking at your door. You just hear a knock at the door. Hey, I gotta go get this really quick.
FBI is just raiding the room.
Yeah. I'm still doing the podcast.
Where's these CDs at?
Where are they at? What'd you do with them? I don't have them. It was 14 years ago.
They're probably still at the high school in Astoria.
Yeah. Oh my god.
They're probably still on top of the
speaker thing, the huge box. Yeah.
The big box. They're probably still there.
And you didn't put them in any kind of sleeves. Remember, you'd walk in there and there'd be like a stack of like 10 just sitting on top of that CD player. But
just get some toothpaste.
Yep. That was the thing too. Do you remember like all the tricks that are like, oh, you need to clean your CD, put it in toothpaste, put it in the toilet, and then flush your toilet. Like that was the thing. Like I don't know if you did that or not, but like, if you needed to, you need to get a CD clean. Like
I just washed them off with toothpaste.
I would do toothpaste, put it around that. I would set it down in the obviously clean toilet. Set it down in there.
On it. I'd pee on it and I would flush it.
Flush it, and then it cleans your CD. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's crazy.
Boy, how times have changed for sure. But yeah, obviously you went LimeWire, CDs to now everything's just downloaded straight to, you pay for a plan of some sort, whether it be Spotify or
it used
Apple
to be you
Music,
plugged it went from like CDs to aux
cords, and now
then now you can just Bluetooth it
it's
in there.
Crazy, man. And what's insane, and we're not straying too far away from this. What's insane though is how fast all of this progressed. So if you think of like, from the 50s to the 2000s, like it was a slower progression. Within the last like 15 years, it's been, CDs, aux, Bluetooth, like quick.
Bam.
Yeah, which is insane.
No cars from like what I can't remember what year.
They don't have CD players.
They don't have CD players in them anymore.
Yeah. CDs. You still see CDs. Who those of you guys that are listening, who still buys CDs? I feel like CDs are becoming kind of like obsolete. Like I think
the last CD I bought was a Kane Brown CD.
I can't tell you the last CD I actually bought. I still have. I think it's at my parents' house.
I used to buy when Florida Georgia Line came out with theirs. I bought all their albums.
I couldn't even tell you. I have to look and see. We'll do another podcast. I'll just sit here and flip through my huge suitcase. There's a big suitcase full of CDs. So
unzip it and then it's
unzip it, open it up. It's probably got at least 90 CDs in there.
Did you used to have that sleeve that sat on top of your sun visor?
I did not. Nope, I did not have that. No, I just carried that with me. It'd be in my passenger seat. So if I want a CD,
let's listen to Now 25.
Hey, don't hate on those. Those were good. A lot of those nows were pretty good. But moving on to next question here. If you could see any 2000s rock band live again, who would it be?
Nickelback.
Yeah, I think Nickelback for me. Obviously, I've seen.
I'd like to see
Shinedown.
So they were there was a deal in I think it was Michigan, somewhere around there, where it was like Creed, Nickelback.
Oh my gosh!
And then there was some like a couple other smaller bands that were playing, and I was like,
Creed and Nickelback alone would get me off the couch and go, "Where's this at? Minnesota?"
It was in Michigan, but I think it's
Michigan.
gone. I think it's already way past.
Say, should we buy tickets live and go watch it? Like, just buy tickets right now on the podcast and go watch it.
Yeah, Nickelback was the best concert I've ever been to.
So, if I could see a band live again, obviously I've seen a few live. I've seen We As Human. I've seen Skillet. I've seen Shinedown. I've seen Beartooth. A few country artists that came to Rushville. I would say if Shinedown, Beartooth, if they're around and together again, 100%. Like, I love Shinedown, but I really enjoyed that Beartooth concert I went to. They're a little heavier than Shinedown, which it just depends on the day, but I enjoyed it then. Yeah, really, really good. Really, really good. That whole entire concert was great.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Morgan Wallen at Rushville. Yeah. I'd like to see him now that he's a lot bigger, but man, those tickets are ridiculously expensive.
Yeah. I didn't even realize we're talking here about 11 minutes in. Haven't even got to the first segment yet. This was supposed to be like a warm up, kind of just to ease our way in, and we've kind of really expanded on a lot of that stuff. So let's go ahead and hop into the first segment and kind of discuss the evolution of rock through the 2000s. So obviously, like early 2000s, what are some bands you think about when you think of like early 2000s rock? I'll kind of ask you and see what kind of bands you think about. I think it's pretty easy too.
It's easy. You got Stained. You got.
I'm gonna look. So I have a list here. I want to see. Okay, so Are you looking? You're not cheating, are
no.
You? Okay, so I want to see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 7 here. Let's see if you can get all 7.
All right. So I got Stained.
That is 1.
Creed.
That is not on there. Wow, this is ChatGPT, so obviously
Nickelback.
Yeah. Nickelback's not on here. So they're not classifying Creed and Nickelback as hard rock.
Oh, they're classifying Stained as hard rock.
They have hard. Yeah, Stained's got some harder songs, like harder songs.
They're like they're like Creed.
I personally would classify.
So are we talking like rock? Early, so like Slipknot? Is that on there?
That's more like
Korn.
Metal. Korn, not on here. So here's the ones they have. So they have Linkin Park, Papa Roach, Godsmack, Disturbed, Stained, POD, and Saliva. So obviously, your earlier 2000 to 2003, what would you call it? Like post-grunge, like 1990s. You were in the grunge. This is like your
because Linkin Park is grunge.
Yeah, so post-grunge, what would you classify like new metal reign? So like Limp Bizkit's considered, I think, like new metal. I think there's so new metal is like Slipknot. Slipknot would be like new metal. NU, not NEW, NU new metal. So that's kind of what they have there. Obviously,
probably be in there too.
Yep, Disturbed is in here. I would classify, I think, some bands I would throw in here. You said Creed.
If Linkin Park is in there, and if Linkin Park and Saliva's in there, you got like Nickelback has got to be in there, and Creed.
I think Theory of a Dead Man's got to be in there. I think Puddle of Mud needs to be in there. I realize are they more like Seether? So there's a lot. Yeah. So maybe this gave some ones here as examples. But
so many good bands. And then if you're going to put Linkin Park in there, you got to put 3 Days Grace and
3 Days Grace. Mainstream rock bands. Obviously, we could sit here probably for the next 30 minutes and just go on a rant of mainstream rock bands from the 2000s. So that's early 2000s. Let's kind of here we go. All right, let me scroll down a little bit. 2004 to 2006. So now here comes your Shinedowns. Here comes your 3 Days Grace, your Breaking Benjamins, Velvet Revolver, and Audio Slave. So there's some more kind of getting in there. With these, I think you get. What would you kind of classify as the 2004 2006 mid 2000s Shinedown, 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin? I think it's almost like not a newer sound, maybe a cleaner sound. In some cases, but it's just right now. Obviously, it's this classic hard rock, in my personal opinion. So, I like where this is going here. 2007 to 2010 says this is more of the hybrid modernization era. Any guesses on what some of these bands could be?
Hybrid?
It says the hybrid and modernization era. So you're going to get more of like the alternative rock in there, your metalcore. Metalcore. So when I hear metalcore, first band that comes to mind for me, and it is on this list, is Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah,
obviously really good band. Hailstorm. You've got Rise Against.
Is Bullet for My Valentine on there?
It's not. It should be. I feel like they're more of
Or
like.
Are they later?
I think they're a little later, but they are good. They have Hailstorm, Rise Against, Chevelle, Foo Fighters, Alter Bridge is on there. Evanescence is not on here. I think that's a slap in the face because Evanescence, I would classify them as hard rock. I like Evanescence a lot. But I think, in my personal opinion, from 2001 to 2010 or 2010, probably one of the best decades for just hard rock, like good hard rock. Like I love 90s music. I probably listen to 90s music more, but so many good bands. And I mean, you could turn on the radio and there was not a bad song on the radio.
No.
I mean, there really wasn't. Back when we were in high school, I mean, you turn it on, you'd have everything from, Five Finger Death Punch to Breaking Benjamin to Hailstorm, Foo Fighters. So, I mean, it was just endless great songs. And then they do like what was it? It was the 90s. They'd have like the whole hour of nothing but 90s. So you get to listen to, some alternative songs from the 90s as well. So I don't know. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I really do think that this was a great era, great decade for rock. So, in your opinion, do you think, though, we kind of talked about this a little bit, do you think 2000s rock was the last great decade for mainstream music? It's a tough question. Obviously, this is a very opinionated question.
Yeah, I would say since my favorite bands are in there, I honestly, I don't like newer rock music really. I don't listen to it very much. I'm just not a huge fan of it.
I'm not going to say that I don't like it, but I don't listen to it as much. I can't say that I don't like it because, like I said, I listen to Beartooth. I listen to Bad Wolves. What are some other bands? Was it Greta Van Fleet? I don't know if you've heard of them or not. Their music is really good. They kind of remind me of
I like the music. I like the music. Shinedown's coming back.
Oh yeah, Shinedown's still good. Greta Van Fleet, if you listen to their songs, kind of reminds me more of like Soundgarden's, like the older throwback music. I like them a lot.
Yeah, I listen to 105.7 quite a bit at work, and
I haven't listened to 105.7 in probably years. I listen to nothing but podcasts.
They still play a lot of older music, like a lot of the 90s, early 2000s music, but there's some like newer songs that get played, and I'm just like, really not.
And I feel like, we talk about how things have evolved a little bit. Like now you can get, even things in your vehicle to where if you don't want to listen to just the local radio stations, you pay the extra every single month and you get every single station, obviously.
Like Sirius.
Sirius XM and everything like that. So, maybe it's just because I listen to just podcasts that I'm not really up to date with all the new music. I can't say that it was the last great decade because I don't really give it the time of day. Not gonna lie. So I can't tell you the last time I've actually listened to the radio. If I want to listen to new songs, I will go on Spotify. I'll find one of my playlists that I like listening to, and then I'll just scroll all the way down to the recommended songs, and then I'll have like new songs, or I'll go on there and I'll click like, new music that's coming out. So sadly, I cannot comment on that. But you said you listen to it though. So
I don't know if I can really comment on it either. I don't listen to. I don't really listen to newer rock. Maybe I should try it. I guess.
I think. Side note: I had to take the lid off this. I can't. That water is not coming out fast enough for me. I got cotton mouth over here.
That's a sweet cup. Where'd you get that
cup? Okay, quick break here. Actually got this from a student last year for Christmas. Got this for me for Christmas.
Oh wow.
So
sucking up.
He graduated, so he was this last year as a senior. He graduated. Really appreciated it though. Obviously, I use it a lot for coffee, water, whatever I need. But
man, if I got a coffee cup, I got to keep it a coffee cup because it just gets stained and nasty. And
I'm pretty back and forth: coffee, tea, water, protein. I do not put protein. If I have a protein shaker, I'm like that with protein shakers. If I got a protein shaker, it's staying a protein shaker. But Next question here. This would be better, I think, better suited for, more high school age kids. Do you think emo and pop punk shaped Gen Z's music taste more than we realize? Probably. I mean, we're millennial.
What are we
We're
technically?
millennials.
Are we
What?
technically millennials?
More millennials, yes. So 1996 is like, I think 1996. No, 1997 and on is Gen Z. So obviously,
Okay.
do I think emo and pop punk shaped Gen Z's music taste? Maybe a little bit,
I
but
don't know. See, that's why I don't know what newer rock and stuff sounds like. Like, I don't really know what if newer rock is more punky or if it's more like generational rock.
no, I don't think so. I think that I don't. I'm gonna disagree with this. I do not think that emo and pop punk shaped Gen Z's music taste because obviously, just like anybody else, like we were born in the '90s, we listen to '80s music. People that are born in the 2000s probably listen to '90s and early 2000s music. People that are born in 2010 are probably that are 15 years old now are probably listening to '90s and 2000s music. So, um, I don't think so. I think it also depends on like you know, who your parents are, what your parents listen to growing up. Now, granted, my dad listened to a lot of country, so I listened to a lot of country growing up, but I did branch out and listen to a lot more rock music as the years went on. But yeah, I don't know. I can't really comment too much on that, just because if you're a Gen Z, and we'll keep that question out there for you guys that are listening. Do you think emo and pop punk shaped the Gen Z's music taste? If you're a Gen Z um, person out there, let us know in the comments. But if one 2000s band could headline a world tour today, who deserves it most? One band, world tour, rock, hard rock, who's taking it? Do we go
Hard
Shinedown
rock?
again? I mean, I think rock in general. I think Shinedown. I mean, Shinedown, you can consider that.
Yeah.
Shinedown or Nickelback, one of the two.
Um, trying to think. I don't know. Because a lot of these bands, not a lot of these bands, but some of these bands died off that were really good in the early 2000s.
Oh, and we're actually going to get to that. So if you want to, we can go ahead and hop into underrated gems of the decade. I have a few. I have like three, but that we can talk about. So maybe a few lesser known bands or a few lesser known songs that you don't really hear a lot about anymore. Do you have? Well, you can go ahead if you had one in mind. You can go ahead and tell me what you had.
Well, I was just thinking like 3 Days Grace, like
Oh no,
they
they're
kind of
back.
they are back.
But so yes, they are. So the lead singer, the original lead singer, remember he left. They got a new lead singer. They had that lead singer for a while. The original lead singer is back, so now there's two of them. The original singer and the new singer. I can't for the life of me think of their names. They are both now co-lead singers of Shinedown. So now Shinedown has both lead singers on their
Oh wow,
in their band.
okay.
Yeah.
See,
So like
that shows how much that I like follow
um
back up on like these older
and
bands that I used to like.
you said 3 Days Grace, correct?
Yeah,
What is the new song they just released? They just released a new song not too long ago. It's probably one of their top songs. I'm not gonna lie.
but another band was Three Doors Down.
Yeah,
They kind of died off a little bit.
a little bit. I mean, once again, I haven't turned on the radio.
Disturbed,
Are they releasing new stuff? But
Disturbed died off. Papa Roach, but Papa Roach's lead singer was can't really sing anymore.
no, he cannot. He's a little too.
His voice is
Yeah,
gonzo.
yeah. I
Like
guess
like Seether.
2003 was the
Does
last.
Seether still sing? Does Seether still
I'm
do?
looking the last time. I'm just looking right now as we kind of go through here. The last time an album released for all these guys, Seether Workout Volume 2, they just released a new album. Oh, yeah. They've been released. Okay, so here's the thing. If you are, and let's rewind a little bit. Obviously, growing up, we listened to these bands. So when a new album came out, we were aware of it. Now, we don't follow these bands as much. So to us, we feel like they've died off when in reality, they're probably still putting out pretty good music, but we don't pay enough
Just
close
listen to
enough
the older.
attention. We don't pay close enough attention to see like when a new album comes out. Like you said, like you don't really listen to it much anymore. I don't really listen to it much anymore. So it's really tough to kind of comment on that when we don't listen to them anymore.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
like if I'm
if
gonna
I was
listen
a
to if I'm gonna listen to rock music, I just type in a '90s alternative and I jam
90s,
out to that, or I put on the Nickelback radio and
yeah.
it just plays all these early 2000s bands.
Yeah, and once again, that's the stuff that we grew up listening to. But um, I've got a few songs here that I think are underrated, and this is a band. Obviously, this band could be you know doing great now, and I have no idea because I haven't listened to the radio or this band in a long time. But Sick Puppies, you remember Sick Puppies? They had "You're Going Down." I think I played that song into the ground.
You're Going Down was on our Joey Southwood made. He was the only senior in the basketball team, and he was like big into those bands.
Yeah,
are big into that music. So we played. We had "You're Going Down," and then there was another one that had like an airplane playing in the beginning of it. Can't remember what
by
that song
them.
was. Yeah,
I'm not sure. I mean, their more popular songs are
"You're
"You're
Going
Going
Down's good
Down,"
though.
"War." War was good, and
Was
then
it War by? Maybe it was War by them.
and then Riptide. All really good songs. There's No Going Back came out on a later album. I really haven't heard much more from them since then. Obviously, they came out in 2009, so they might have new stuff. I might look them up after we get out of this podcast. But
very harder rock playlist in basketball.
Like not Imagine Dragons, AWOL Nation. You
AWOL
guys,
Nation,
the
yeah,
Sale,
we had
the Sale.
No, Sale was just our lineup song our senior year.
Yeah. And then another band came out in 2001, so I'm sure they probably died off by now. Is Soil? I don't know if you remember Soil. They sing Halo. It's a harder rock song, but just those two that were the first ones that came to mind as I was putting this together. So those of you guys listening, any underrated gems of the decade that we are not bringing up, any underrated gems, 2000s hard rock, let us know if there's some lesser known bands out there, lesser known songs that don't get talked about enough. Transitioning on here to segment 2, Casey, I've actually got we've done blind rankings before. We've done like 5, maybe 10 max. You have 15 songs today to go through. 15 songs, ranking them 1 through 15. And if you want to go ahead and you want to pull up the document, I've got 1 through 15 on here so you can kind of see where they're all placed, because eventually you're probably going to run out of room. So we'll go ahead and let you pull that up really quick. And then we'll start this blind ranking. So how this works, obviously, those of you that are listening,
so what am I doing?
Pulled up here. Yeah, so we'll go over the rules really quick. So I already have a list of the 15 songs. This is 15 songs from 2000 2010. When I say the song, you have to place it. Is it 1 to 15? You cannot move it. So once you place it, it doesn't get moved. All right, so this is where the strategy comes in, because you might have a pretty good list starting out, and then you're going to have some spots kind of narrowing down. And no changes are allowed. So once you make a placement, it's staying there. So you ready for your first one? I'm going to go right down this list that I created for you. Are you ready?
Yep.
Your first one is Numb by Linkin Park. Where is that going? You don't know. There could be good songs on it. I mean, obviously, it's personal taste, but...
Oh, man. Let's put it at 7.
Ooh, man. All right. Numb by Linkin Park going at 7. Okay. we're gonna go kind of, we're not gonna go quick, but we'll go kind of quick here. Number 2, Fake It by Seether.
Arguably one of their best songs that they ever came out with.
It is, yeah, it's good. Probably top 5.
You think so?
Top
5
oh,
of
no,
their
no.
songs?
Top 5 of their songs. No, not top 5.
I don't think it's better than Numb. I'm gonna go, for me personally, I'm gonna go 10.
Ooh, I'm gonna let you know. So I'm gonna have a spot picked out for each one of these as well, and that's exactly where I would probably would have put it as well, as 10. So
where were you gonna put Numb at?
I probably would have put Numb at like 4. Not gonna lie.
Wow.
For me personally, I like Linkin Park, and I like that song a lot. Next one here, you've got Riot, 3 Days Grace. Riot by 3 Days Grace.
It's not one of my favorite songs by them.
I know where I would put this.
I'm going 12.
Wow, I probably would have had that at 8. I would think 8. I'm not writing any of this down, so I'll probably say a number twice here. Your next one, Headstrong by Trapped. One of my favorite songs growing up.
3.
One that I probably played. Putting it at 3. Headstrong by Trapped at 3 is that just there for nostalgic purposes, or are you just a really big?
I really like that song.
Okay. Well, this next one here, I'm intrigued to see where you put this one. Talked about them a little bit earlier, but didn't really kind of give them any credit. Bring Me to Life, Evanescence.
Oh, that's a good one.
Great song.
5.
I honestly probably would put it at 5 as well. It's pretty good. Ooh, we did not talk about this band at all, but they are more of like your, I mean, I think they're pretty sure they're hard rock. Chop Suey by System of a Down.
See, I'm at 14.
As far as this list goes, I think they are probably at the bottom. I do like System of a Down, but not enough to put them there.
I'm not a big fan of that song.
Yeah. The Pretender by Foo Fighters. I tried to also pick songs that I knew you'd probably have listened to. Underrated song by them.
It is, but I'm going to go 8.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair placement. Here we go. Everybody's favorite, singing it on the school bus, which we probably should not have, but Last Resort, Papa Roach. It's a good song.
It's not top 5 though, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it.
I'm just curious to what the rest is going to be, because there's 1, 2, 3,
just outside. 4, 5,
6, 7. I have 8 left.
Just outside, probably the top 5.
I'm gonna go 6.
I think I would have put it exactly there as well. Man, we're just right on it. Click, Click, Boom, Saliva. Another band. Well, I think we talked about Saliva.
I'm gonna go 11.
I think I honestly probably would have had that one a little bit lower. It's on our football warm-ups, but I probably would have had it lower just because I don't. It's not a go-to song for me. Indestructible by Disturbed. You have 1, 2, 4, 9, 13, 15. And we're winding down here.
See, but I'm curious if there's going to be better songs. I have 1 and 2. I have 1 and 2 I have not touched yet.
You're correct.
And I'm not really a huge Disturbed guy. I'm going 13.
Okay. All right. People be like, "Are you kidding me? Disturbed." All right, here we go. Afterlife, Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh man. So you're gonna hate me, but I don't remember what that song sounds like.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. No, I know now. Okay.
Okay.
Man. So if I go, I have a 15, 9, 1, 2, and 4 left. And I don't know if I want to put it in my top 5.
Okay.
I'm going 9.
9 for Afterlife. Avenged Sevenfold's got a lot of really good songs. The Diary of Jane, Breaking Benjamin.
Ooh.
I know.
I'm going 2.
2. All right.
That's a great song.
Yeah, it is. Now it's going to get really hard. My Sacrifice, Creed.
One, 4, and 15. Yeah, I'm going to go 4.
4 for Creeds. Okay.
So I got 1 and 15.
Yeah.
I left that for last. Great.
1 and 15 now.
Don't you dare make me put a Nickelback song at 15.
All right. You've got Animals by Nickelback is your next one, actually.
Oh, that's my number one favorite song of all time, so...
You lucked out. Do you want to know what your number 15 is?
Yeah, hold on. I think I did pretty good. 15.
You want to know what it is?
Sure. Well, I got
Sound of Madness, Shinedown.
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough. Honestly, though, not a bad list.
The
Sound of Madness, Shinedown.
The only thing that I would change is I'd probably put
Chop Suey last.
Honestly, if I'm looking at all these, yeah, Chop Suey is definitely the worst song.
Yeah.
And then it'd probably go Indestructible.
Yep.
And then honestly, I'm a.
I think you can bump Afterlife.
Honestly, Click Click Boom is probably like 13th. Like I'm probably.
Yeah. I think Sound of Madness, Shinedown is probably 2, in my opinion. My personal opinion. To me, yeah. I think Diary of Jane is probably down at like 5 or 6.
So My Sacrifice would probably be out.
Yeah.
And probably would have put Sound of Madness in there.
So here we go. Quick blind ranking, or obviously how we have them here, 1 through 15. Casey's blind rankings went Animals by Nickelback, The Diary of Jane by Breaking Benjamin, Headstrong by Trapped, My Sacrifice by Creed, Bring Me to Life by Evanescence, Last Resort, Papa Roach, Numb, Linkin Park, The Pretender, Foo Fighters, Afterlife, Avenged Sevenfold, Fake It, Seether, Click Click Boom, Saliva, Riot, 3 Days Grace, Indestructible, Disturbed, Chop Suey, System of a Down, and Sound of Madness, Shinedown. Like I said, I think you did really good. I think that's a solid list, except for the last one. But like I said, that you got stuck with that for not being able to change any of these. Pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty
I wouldn't change my number 1 for sure. Animals, dude. I just sit there and like just jam out.
See, and I thought about having Animals like last, but I'm like, no, I can't do that to them. So I did have personally the 3 there at the end I think were pretty tough to kind of choose from.
Yeah.
But
what would your top 5 been?
Ooh, my top 5. I would have, in no particular order, Animals by Nickelback would be up there. Sound of Madness by Shinedown would be up there. Diary of Jane, My Sacrifice. So there's 4. I think I have Numb. I think I have Numb in my top 5. I think Numb is probably
okay. So we're not far.
And I think I have Riot by 3 Days Grace probably a lot higher. I might have it a little bit higher too. But Afterlife by, I don't know. I mean, these are all really good songs, personally, in my opinion.
Yeah,
so.
I probably would have put Fake It by Caesar a little bit lower.
Yeah, still a really good. I mean, still it's 10, so it's not.
It's not one of their best songs though. Like it is like streamed as like one of their best songs, but in my opinion, it's not even. Yeah, it's not their best song.
But that'll go ahead and wrap it up for segment 2 here. We're gonna have a quick word from Smackin' Sunflower Seeds, and then we're gonna finish up with segment 3. So we'll be right back after this quick word. All right, time to talk about a game changer for snack time: Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. These aren't your average dry, dusty seeds. Nope, Smackin' takes flavor to the next level. Bigger, bolder, and straight up addicting. Whether you're chilling at the ball field, gaming with friends, or just need something to keep your hands busy, Smackin' has you covered. And the best part? No soggy seeds, no weak flavors, just pure Smackin' goodness in every handful. So if you're ready to upgrade your seed game, grab a bag of Smackin' Sunflower Seeds today and get ready to start smacking. Scan our QR code or click the link in our description to get 10% off your first order. All right, and we are back here with segment 3, and kind of just reflecting a little bit, kind of on rock. The last, obviously, 2000s rock, the last 20 years, kind of, the state of rock then and the state of rock now. So, how do you think that rock has shifted from the 2000s to now? Personally, in your personal opinion, how do you think it's shifted?
I think I don't know. Because I don't really listen to a whole lot of newer rock.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to judge that, but I'd say it shifted because I think there might be a little more diversity now in rock music than there was
I
then.
100% agree. Yeah, with as far as like subgenres go, I think that I mean, with any genre like rock, now you've got hard rock, new metal, which is still a form of rock. Alternative, the electronic, just a ton of different rock and how it's evolved. And I feel like now too, you've got a lot of bands trying to not copy but almost mimic the sounds that were heard a couple decades ago. Like I said, Greta Van Fleet kind of has a similar sound to like Soundgarden, in my personal opinion. Take that with a grain of salt. But even like, you know, Beartooth, it had, I mean, they came out in like 2013, 2014, but it has, kind of like that new age mixture of like 3 Days Grace with a little, maybe like not too much screamo, but there is screaming obviously in their music. So I think it's definitely evolved to a lot of different like subgenres and kind of how it is now compared to what it was. Because I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't really hear unless you listen to like even Disturbed, like they were heavy. We thought Disturbed was heavier back then, and like Slipknot's obviously heavier, and Five Finger Death Punch was heavier, but like now it's just a ton of like you get like your Asking Alexandria and whatnot, which they came out in like I think the 2000s as well, but a lot of that new age stuff is a lot heavier.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, growing up, I had a couple of friends that liked that, like super
Mm-hmm.
heavy like screamo music, and
Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, I'll listen
it
to it when I
wasn't
work
my.
out, but
It was funny because so we went on a trip in school and went to Hot Topic, and
yeah,
I thought this Haste the Day shirt was just awesome looking.
yeah.
And I bought a Haste the Day shirt, and people were like, You are a Haste the Day fan?" And I'm like, I didn't even know that was a band. I thought it was just a like a saying. And then
Haste the day.
I listened to it, and I'm like, I definitely, I'm not really a huge,
Uh, Facebook Marketplace free T-shirt.
yeah, I'm not
Oh man,
really a huge
screamo,
scream. But this was
hardcore.
like in high school when I
Yeah,
went and got that.
yeah. We kind of talked a little bit too. Obviously, the next thing here is obviously streaming versus like radio dominance. Once again, it depends on the person. Like, I can't sit here and say like it was more. I mean, I think it was. I think music was definitely more dominant in the 2000s when people actually listened to the radio. Where I feel like a lot of people now are plugging in, listen to podcasts, or you know, plugging in listen to their own music. You don't want to.
I
Because I
think
mean,
though, but here's the counter thing to that what you just said. I think more people now know different types of music and
mhm.
know different like these underground bands more now that you can dive into your phone and you can find these
Yeah,
bands. And if you literally go like in Apple Music or not Apple Music in
Spotify.
no, yeah, Spotify. But so Spotify, can you? We have Amazon Music. Spotify,
Gotcha.
can
Okay.
you click on your song and say play songs similar to this?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Or you get
Okay,
like
so
we have
yeah,
a
yeah. So like, if I like hear a song I like, then I'll go to that song and be like, play songs similar to this, and then like
yeah
I'll find songs that like I never thought that I probably never would have listened to. So like, I think that with that, I think is kind of a benefit. But with
yeah
what you said, yeah, for sure. Like people listening to the radio and stuff, and like all these different songs that but if you're playing songs on the radio are popular songs. Like there's like non popular songs really that are played on the radio.
I agree. And like I said, I mean, maybe I think streaming like now off your device is way more popular than radio.
Oh
Like
yeah.
yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Is just like people don't listen. I mean, I personally don't think that people listen to the radio as much as they used to. Like, I mean, I bet you see a huge drop off in people listening to the
See,
radio.
I listen to the radio
I never do.
to and from work, and like honestly I just don't even think about
What's playing?
like my phone. I don't even think about my phone like playing my phone.
Yeah,
Like because I listen to so much country music, like just the radio, like the country radio, just
yeah,
it just plays, and I just okay whatever, or I'll like I flip it from that to 105.7 quite often,
yeah,
and that's pretty much the only two radios. And then like now that I'm in a truck a lot right now, it's like I mean that's the only way I can listen to music unless I put like my AirPods in and listen to my own music like all day long, but I don't really do that. So
yeah. And like I wouldn't say like rock or radio or any of this stuff is like dying. Like I don't think any of this is just dying. Like radio I think is dying a little bit. As far as music goes, I think it's just evolving. So like
anything,
obviously you might not listen to it as much on the radio, but I think as a whole, like rock, just like any other genre, is evolving because you
it's like
have the
podcast.
bands. Yeah, you have 100%. Like
It's
you
more of
have
a on your phone face to face looking at people now other than like listening. Like
yeah,
you listen, but you also when you're listening to podcasts a lot of times now, like unless you're in a vehicle or whatever. A lot of people listen to their podcasts when they're at work and stuff and they pull it up on their phone and they actually watch it.
yeah,
The podcast. They don't just listen to it in their ear. They
yeah,
they look at it like us, like people who
yep.
watch our podcast
That is very true.
and
Yeah,
like getting on TikTok. That's why we're fairly popular on TikTok is because
just
that face to
constantly on your
face,
phone
yeah, the
scrolling.
constant
Yeah,
on your phone, face to face interaction and stuff. And that's why I think that lives and stuff on and stuff like that are really, really popular because people want
beneficial.
that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
people want that interaction and
Oh no, yeah, for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, as far as music goes, we don't obviously have all of the same bands at their peak like we did. Like you don't have the Three of a Dead Man, the Puddle of Mud, all those bands
underrated
we
band.
listen to. Yeah, all the bands we listen to. We didn't even mention Finger 11, another great band that not really talked about enough anymore. But yeah, I think rock music, just like any other music, is evolving. Like country music's kind of evolving into different subgenres.
Bob
I think
Beer, yeah.
rock is evolving into different subgenres. But to kind of branch off that question for you, what would a 2000 style rock revival need to sound like today, you think? Like if someone were to try to revive a band, I mean, honestly, what I think it sounds like, you just go listen to Shinedown. I think they're still doing it great. I think they're still great. So I mean, not really
They
reviving
didn't
anything.
change.
They didn't. They're
They have a
still.
little, so they don't have. They're not really rockier. They're more of like
I
just
think they're
truth.
exactly the same. I
Yeah,
think
they're
they are
exactly the same.
exactly the same sound.
Like just the song that really sticks out to me is uh Symptom of Being Human. Like that
Yeah.
song is just absolutely phenomenal.
And yeah, and you could go
And
back and you're like, oh man, do they have another song like this? I mean, you could listen to Call Me from their Sound of Madness album that came out, almost 20, probably 20, around 20 years ago. So,
Crow
yeah,
Chasing the Butterfly. That's a good
yeah,
one.
yep. Yeah, I feel
What's
like
another one? They had another one. What is it?
I Dare You is a
Staring
really good
down
song.
is it 45?
Um, I think
Staring
so,
down the
yeah.
barrel of a
Yeah.
45.
They have so many good ones. I mean, so many good songs. They haven't really changed their sound a whole lot. There are bands that do that. There's bands that come up with albums that really, it's their name, but they don't sound the same. And like,
Nickelback has stayed the same too.
yeah, Nickelback say the
I
same.
mean, they like San Quentin. San Quinta
Yeah, yeah,
is like one of their newest songs that they have, and that is just like all of their other songs in their album and all their music.
yeah. And one band that did do that was Fall Out Boy, where
Yeah, they changed a little bit. It's
they
kind of weird.
changed. They were different for like one album. I'm trying to think what album just sounded completely different to what the Mania album was like. Last of the Real Ones, Young and Menace, like just it was a little different compared to like the stuff they had done. It was still them. It just sounded a little different.
I guess
But
Linkin Park kind of changed too, but they kind of had to evolve or do whatever they had to do with
yeah,
Chester doing what he did.
yeah,
But you couldn't really replace him. So I mean, they just tried to find the best thing that they possibly could to
yeah, for
replace him if they
sure.
wanted to keep going.
Yeah, but yeah, those of you guys that are listening, let us know what is your opinion. Kind of branch out a little bit too, and kind of go above and beyond just rock music. But do you feel like, do you listen to the radio a lot? Do you not listen to the radio a lot? Let us know in the comments. Obviously, had a lot of fun discussing this topic today, just because this is very nostalgic for both of us talking about
It's crazy
music
to
we
think
listened
that
to growing up. Yeah, I
it's
mean,
crazy to think that the music
it.
that we listen to is 30, 20, 30 years old.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it's probably just as crazy for anybody else to listen to like ACDC or anything, um, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's only going to get even more crazy. And it's the fact that like Shinedown's been around for as long as they have. Like they are a band that has stood the test of time for sure. You know, here they are 20 years later, still producing incredible music that
Number one
people want to go
hits.
see in concert. Yeah, number one hits.
A
And
system
it's
system of
hard to
being
do.
human. That's got to be number one. It's got to be a
Symptom,
number one.
yeah, symptom of being human. Yeah, I mean, Dance Kid Dance, the new album they came out with. I could listen to Dance Kid Dance, the new album, and I'm like, oh my god, this sounds like 2003, 2004 Shinedown. Like it is, and same thing with Nickelback. You listen to Nickelback from like the early 2000s to now, it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
this
and I
is
mean, just what,
Nickelback.
was it 2 years ago? Yeah, it was 2 years ago on my birthday. Not this last birthday, but the birthday before. Went to that concert and they sold out 60,000 plus, and people are like, "Oh, Nickelback's terrible."
Yeah. So, before we get out of here, though, I want to leave everybody with one last question. You know, what is a band, in your opinion, that has stood the test of time? Let us know in the comments. Obviously, there's a lot of really good bands out there, a lot of bands that we probably did not touch on. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for us today on this podcast. We'll catch you in the next one.